we're back in the trash house, third time around, and we're only getting better and better as we do it.
It's only getting started, yeah.
It's only getting started. The trash house life. We are back for another episode, guys. Today, we are a couple of days away from my comp, and you're 2 weeks away.
2 weeks and a half, yeah. It's coming up.
Yeah.
So we're full training camp mode right now, right?
Yeah, full training camp mode, and we
actually just got done training right now.
Just got done training, double sesh, got it done.
Yeah, we're on double sessions now, so morning and, call it morning, but morning and night. Same group of people, pretty much. Same thing we're telling you guys from before. Like we've been taking seriously the fact that we have like some crazy bracket that we're gonna talk about today, because we've got some good names in there for you this weekend and for myself. And maybe talk a bit about like the training we've been doing. Just update you guys so you get to like see a bit what's happening, because Taz is going to be competing. So next podcast is going to actually be after the comp. Yeah. And we'll have some news about that.
Exactly. Listen, the bracket came out, and as expected, there are no easy
no slouch,
no bums in this bracket.
So just so people know, it's Jits King, right? That's the one you're doing.
Jits King. If you're listening to this in 2047 or something, it's a competition that happened during the pandemic, June 13th. All right. If you're listening to this fresh while it's released, it's in a couple of days. Saturday, you guys can catch it on Flow Grappling.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, this camp has been special, and I'm really excited to compete because it was. What were you gonna say?
What made it special for you? Like,
I'm glad you asked.
Oh, I'm here for that. Like, it was special, but
it was good. We kind of. So here's the thing. Trained at Henzo's, right? I did 280cc camps there. Trained a bunch. I saw the guys prepare, and tried to run it as similarly as possible. Right? A lot of things pretty standard. Start with drilling. The other thing is, I did a lot of my own research. You know what I mean? I went out and I seek for information on my own, watching tape, experimenting, trying things out, and what's it called? Like, for example, been working a lot on wrestling, and we brought in a guy who's pretty good at wrestling.
Yeah.
And you try things, you experiment things, and when it's corrected by that person that knows the position a bit better, it just clicks.
It just makes such a difference. It's basically like Jiu-Jitsu, right? Like it's a part of grappling. Wrestling is
exactly.
And it's like if you you learn a leg lock by someone who kind of know the position versus like someone like like a Gary or Gordon, a John that like shows you the detail that are going to make the difference in a match, right?
Exactly.
That's pretty much it.
The other thing is, I'm realizing, it's not only for myself, but for the people I'm trying to help out just to get better, is going less right away into the details. So there are two steps, right? You give somebody the idea of what you're working on, right? Like, for example, give you an example. Like, your guard passing, getting an angle, say, for example, right? That kind of idea, getting an angle. You give them that idea, then they'll work on it, and then you'll give them more specific technical aspects.
It starts with more a concept-like position, if you want, or and then you go into the details.
I feel this approach has been you give freedom to the person to kind of use their creativity.
Yeah,
now,
explore the position, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Now, obviously when you show the move, you're not going as much in depth, I feel.
No, for sure.
You're just gonna confuse.
It becomes mechanical at a certain point, right?
Yeah.
When you show just a move, because I agree with you. Actually, it's kind of the style of teaching a bit. You got to explain why you get into these positions and how you can get there, and let them see like the position as a whole instead of just okay, you get there, you do this, and that's it. Because then they're stuck in their way of just you stuck in the box, basically. Yeah. You get stuck in the box. Yeah.
Not just that. Like, let's say I give you a move, and your first time you see it, even if it's like, here's the thing, something funny. That's how advanced sometimes it could be at John's. Like, sometimes he can show you an arm drag.
Yeah.
You go back and you don't even know how to do an arm drag just because you're trying to hit every detail they showed and explain. So that's something that could happen when you're trying to show somebody a move.
Yeah.
And you're going balls deep into the details. You could confuse the person more than you can help them.
I agree.
Yeah. So I feel like the first time you show it, the first 2-3 times, give them the idea, give them the pointers they need to kind of work it out, and then you will see the technical details they're doing technical mistakes. So,
Yeah, understanding that an arm drag, let's say, is like bringing a limb across the center line, exposing maybe the back or something else. If you start maybe with that idea, it's more general.
Yeah.
So, but you don't go into all the details of how to grab it and how to get there. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Not only that, but when you kind of adopt that kind of approach, when you watch tape, you can see these things. You can see the ideas. Like, let's say you're watching wrestling. You're watching two athletes in the standing position. And you go frame by frame and you see like, oh, this person just level changed. And that's it. That's what kind of opened up everything. And when you have these ideas, I feel like it makes it pretty easy to...
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like there's a point of levels, right? Like there's levels to it. Like we say sometimes there's level to the game, but that's a good example. I mean, if Taza showed me an arm drag, I know like the basic, the general concept and a bit more already. So it's easier for me to pick it up. But let's say we show it to someone who's less advanced, who has like 1 or 2 years of jiu-jitsu behind them.
Yeah.
You got to go more general. So there's always an adaptation in the teaching, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I've been liking the not the freedom, but like just letting the guys figure things out on their own. I feel like
absolutely.
Spending time in a position and really playing around with it, you can pick things up and like retain it a lot better. I feel the retention is a lot better. I feel when you do that way.
Yeah, and it let the guys come up with questions on their own. You know, because they experiment, and at some point they're like, why do I fuck there? Or like when they roll, like they realize, okay, I'm trying something and it doesn't really happen the way they want. So then they can come back with questions, and I feel it makes it grow. I feel like everybody since the beginning of the camp has been getting so much better.
Very good.
Yeah, you can tell the difference already.
Absolutely. The other thing,
I feel we got better, man.
I
can tell.
Dude, I've been improving. There are some skill sets that I feel like I can bring to the table now when I compete. I can feel more comfortable, more confident in certain areas where I wouldn't have been maybe a couple of weeks ago. So I'm happy about that. The other thing I was going to mention is, like, let's say you figure something out, right? A couple of days later, you should always have that kind of openness to change it, or like kind of see it in a different way, or like maybe a detail that wasn't really pertinent or necessary. You know, just switch it up, change it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel that helps too, because sometimes when you're stuck on like one detail of the move, you don't see other openings somewhere else.
You become tunnel vision. Yeah.
That's the last thing you want to do. When you have too many of these details, what happens? Guys are like trying to hit a move.
You don't become free, actually, of using them.
Not free, but by the time you think of that detail, it's too late. The move is not there anymore.
You're forcing something, maybe. Like I would say, when you focus too much on just one thing, and that's what I'm happy with the wrestling we've been doing. Is like I feel like it's easier to mix it up now, like because you have a whole new area. Because we're not the best wrestlers, obviously. We're trying to learn from good wrestlers, and it's starting to add up to the game, and we can add jiu-jitsu in there.
It's funny.
It starts like there's new position you can play from. You can start being more creative. You don't have to always play the same game. You can, like, I don't know, start getting up on like single, double, like, and when you're defending, we were practicing a lot of stuff right now. It's a lot of fun, man. You can just like
sky's the limit.
Yeah, exactly. You can just invent move almost from what you know. Yeah.
So many options, so many variations. And I feel this, like, all right, here's the thing. So there was an event, right? On Saturday, Fight to Win. My teammates competed. And I feel like watching Ethan and Nikki, I feel like that kind of match at 50 minutes, like, all right, we'll go match by match. Let's go with Ethan and Cade first.
Yeah.
Insane pace.
It was crazy, man. I was out of breath just watching it, basically.
Yeah. Looking at that match, imagine, like, let's say they would have wrestled a bit.
Yeah.
Not crazy wrestling, like hand fighting, feeling each other out.
Yeah.
Fainting, getting angles.
Yeah, hand fighting, getting in the pocket a bit, just feel them out. Yeah.
Those exchanges could have opened up a leg entanglement that, for example, Ethan or Cade could have gotten much deeper into it.
Yeah.
And as a result, just try to get the submission. Now, here's the thing. I rewatched that match.
Because it's free on YouTube right now. If it's still, you guys can go and watch it right now.
I believe so. We watched it on YouTube.
They just released it. I've rewatched it too this morning.
I rewatched it and I counted the submission attempts.
Yeah.
So Ethan positionally won.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, everybody's going crazy on the internet about the decision because of that. But that's because they don't know necessarily the rule set of fight to win.
Exactly.
Right?
But if you count the submission threats, and we counted them, Cade had more submission threats.
Really?
Now, does that mean I'm being a dick to Ethan?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
The usual.
The usual.
Look at the wrist.
Whoop, whoop. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, there's a match free on YouTube also where I gave Ethan that wrist locking out.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah. Little
yeah, BJJ Fanatic, just look it up. Taza versus Ethan.
It's a cool match.
But getting back to the sub attempts.
Alright. So Ethan would do a good job of getting into the positions, but let's say like when he mounted him.
Yeah.
He would isolate the arm, like at least attempt an arm triangle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Attempt it. That's a submission attempt.
Yeah.
Like, it's +1. When you have the back, try a choke.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
+2. So it's just kind of adapting to the rule set.
But that's what he was saying too. Like I've seen interviews from Ethan and from Gary. Gary was like actually saying it. He was like, Ethan's like winning. He's saying the same thing as you're saying.
Is he?
He was saying the same thing. He was basically telling everybody how like obviously everyone that's watching this match knows Ethan won positionally. He got the better position. He got a couple of sub attempt too, but because Fight to Win doesn't even care about that mount. That's what's crazy. It's like if you pass the guard, take the back, take the mount, it's one of the last things they see. If that guy had like some close sub attempt or even if I grab your leg right now and I just crank on your ankle, but we both know there's no submission, the judges will still give you a point for that.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Like, for example, Cade went for like those reverse arm bars.
That's where it happened,
called
right?
Udigatame, and then he'd get his guard pass while he's doing it, but it made Ethan react. That's +1.
Just because you're reacting, like, they kind of get... I feel like I said, even a stupid ankle lock might give them 1 point. And look, we're not saying it's shit, it's just a different rule set. The thing is, and Seth Daniels, like, went online and explained to other people the rule set so people would understand what happened. So now, like,
what did he say?
He was explaining how, like, one sub attempt is 1 point in the eye of the judges. Then one close sub attempt, like really close, like you're almost tapping, it's like 5 points.
Oh shit!
Shit like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was explaining how positionally is this one of the last thing they score when it's too tight, So
okay, so fair enough.
So that might be the reason why. Look, Ethan knows now if he goes to Fight to Win because it's 2 times, right?
Yeah. Listen, we can always complain about the rules, right?
Yeah.
We just adapted them. Just literally, the name of the event is called Fight to Win. It's Fight to Win.
Yeah.
Fight to Win, innit?
Oh, they thought about that. Yo, in my opinion, like, let's say I was supposed to compete with you guys in Dallas at Fight to Win, and let's say now I would change my strategy that I had there. I would just constantly, try to attack subs, man. Even if they're shitty.
For sure.
I would just grab anything I'm seeing just because I know that's what they're going to score.
Yeah. When you do that, you can also conserve energy.
Definitely.
You conserve energy, you keep your limbs in, you attack, and you're patient, you pick your shots.
Yeah, you make sure you don't like overextend because you said like the pace was crazy in between Cade and Ethan.
Insane, man.
And I think it left a lot of limbs were out there, So
yeah.
And they kind of have they have different styles, but at the same time they're those two lanky guys like all over the place. So it was just like sweep after sweep after sweep, pass, like attacking, getting in the legs.
Dude, it was weird seeing them compete against each other because a couple of months back we were kicking it at the Adolfo camp, just partying, kicking it, just enjoying between sessions. Even the sessions were pretty.
It's different in like competition and a training camp.
It looked different, man. The rounds in the gym, and
aren't they available on the DVD?
On the DVD, that is 40%, by the way. On Fanatics,
right now,
and we make a cut. So if you guys support, you're supporting a good cause.
I don't, but these guys make it. So
I'll pay him lunch, so he'll make some money out of it. Push up.
Right, next door. But actually, like you can see the rounds. Like same thing with if we move on to Ty and Nikki, that was an impressive match.
I was a little surprised.
I was shocked too because we know Nikki very well and how he trains and how he goes and going back to Gary in the interview, he's going to say the same thing we were saying about it. It's like we see him in the training room like coming up on stuff and like being more aggressive.
Yeah.
And now he was just trying to pull.
Mm-hmm.
But Ty was having none of it and was putting a lot of pressure.
Mm.
preventing that pull with like heavy hits and pinning the legs.
Yeah.
And it was an impressive feat of passing from Thai.
Yeah.
And it was really impressive. And Nicky didn't look the way we know him.
Yeah, it's definitely. Listen, I mean, here's another thing, man. Like, what kind of training camp are you having right now, nowadays? You don't know, man. Guys, like, maybe had a sick training camp. Other guys have. I think the most important is that the guys are just getting back into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
guys are getting back into it. They're, what's it called? We're getting back into it.
And there's a show for everybody to see. That's so cool, man. Like, jiu-jitsu scene right now it's getting back, so
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like, Nicky's gonna be back.
It's in the grand scheme of things. It's just
nothing.
It's just another event. I think Nicky should have wrestled a bit with him. Right?
I agree too.
And that's on the feet should have wrestled.
I feel that's when he scores the most in the gym. It's when he like off balance you and come up instead of just trying to pull.
Yeah, even starting from the feet. If he can he's hard to score on. He's hard to take his back. Use these positions between the takedown and the shot, like between the time that the shot was taken for the leg and the time that you're being pinned, that gap, there's a lot of openings for submission.
Oh yeah,
bets.
definitely.
And they go quick, and usually your guy's only thinking of taking you down, and you use that to your advantage.
Yeah, could be so many things, like a bit of for Nicky, like it maybe not the best strategy. Maybe he didn't feel like he could come up. Like it's hard to know, but yeah, I think it's gonna be good for him to go back and watch that match again and see what I can change. Yeah, exactly.
So that's what happened at Fight to Win. The guys went out there, put it on the line. Put their names on the line.
It's the best way, man.
Listen, respect to all the guys that went out there. Speaking of comps, you got one coming up.
Yeah, 2 weeks and a half. It's Third Coast. Yeah, insane bracket. Third Coast Grappling. It's in Houston, Texas. I was very lucky to be able to get on that card. It's an 8-man bracket for 10 G's. It's 180 pounds. Yeah, good money, man.
10 grand US.
Yeah, you go out there and you fucking fight to the death, man.
You come back and you buy a house here, man.
Yeah, that kind of money. In Canada for sure, especially right now.
Is it that bad here right now?
No, it's actually getting better slowly, but
dude, the names in that bracket.
Yeah, let me put it out. Okay, so 8-man bracket at 180 pound minus, so it's like 180 pound. So first we have Wagner Hosha. Obviously,
do we need to introduce?
Yeah, no. Second, he got second at ADCC this year.
Tough, man.
Very tough, very scrappy.
Like Wagner, I think it will be that kind of match where you gotta use all the skill sets you have. You gotta try it out. Yeah. Because on bottom, you pull guard. He likes being on top.
Oh yeah, I know.
So are you gonna just accept bottom, or are you gonna be on the feet? Gary, when he faced him the second time, exactly what I was talking about. He used that threat. If takedown, legs, X guard, boom, it's quick.
Yeah, I've been rewatching their matches and
because the entry sometimes from guard can be slow. Not slow, but the guy sees it coming along.
Yeah, they know what you're looking for, if you're always trying to pull a guy in and Wagner has good pressure, he's a scrappy guy, he's going to put his hands on your face and your throat and he's going to slap you around, which I'm ready for. I'm excited.
Dude, I really hope you get him first round, man.
I really hope I get a match because I want it, I'm down to put my hands on him, in a good way, obviously. I'm a respectful guy. I mean, I'm actually like those kind of matches where the intensity goes up.
Yeah.
I think I can shine in these.
Exactly. So. You just gotta don't get emotional and then
exactly.
Just stay in the game.
Having fun, man.
Stay in the zone.
Yeah.
And what's it called? With him, I feel with Wagner, there's a lot of tape you can study on him. And you can see there's a lot of things he does similar. He gets into people's heads, starts to push them in the face.
Yeah.
And then when the guy goes to retaliate, that's when he shoots.
That's when he scores.
There's a lot of patterns you see.
He has a good game, He has his game down to to the point where he knows what he's doing,
Decent Kimura trap.
Oh yeah. So if you shoot, you got to be careful too. Yeah.
Lift him.
Yeah. I'll put him back on his head.
Exactly.
All right. Next guy is Roberto Jimenez. Obviously, no introduction here too. He just had 2 nice wins.
My man just crushed it.
Yeah, in the gi. Fuck, man. 2 nice arm bars. Like,
good. He's looking good. He usually has like wars with Pedro Moreno.
Yeah, and he just
subbed him.
Subbed him.
Didn't even celebrate. Gets up, cold blooded, killer.
I like the guy. I got the chance to roll with him at Henzo's when he came by after Pans.
Oh yeah,
and we had some good rounds together.
Sick.
So I know what to expect a bit in Nogi, but he's on fire right now. So, and he seems like he's getting good at competing. You know.
He's feel like he's turned a corner since he got his black belt, man.
I agree.
Been getting some big wins at black belt already.
And he's not afraid, man. You can tell, you know, he goes out there and he's down to go for it.
Roberto Jimenez got one little weakness, though.
I know what it is.
We know what it is. You guys will find out when.
If I get him, you guys will figure it out, too.
Secret.
All right, next up, Ty Rotolo. We're talking about the guy just beat Nicky. It's good for me to see the footage right now and see what I can actually do with him instead. I've rewatched a couple of his matches.
Mm-hmm.
Tough guy, obviously, crazy pace.
You know what? If you're gonna play on your back, you better expect him to step on your calf.
He will.
And they have a whole like series of mini threats. I'm not gonna say like the most legit threats, but threats that open something up. Like Ty would have like these semi-estima locks that get the guy to roll, boom. Cut the distance. Step, shuffle, step with one foot on your calf, step with the other, side to side. So I feel like if you're seated and you're playing like a staggered butterfly guard, it's going to be harder. You kind of force him to one side.
Yeah.
Force him, and mix those combos with the wrestling.
And you can off-balance him from that position. So
I feel that strategy with 2-on-1s also, pushing, coming up.
Yeah, I'm excited. Everybody I'm going to, like, every name I'm going to say, I'm excited. Next up, Cody Steele.
Just smashed
it. He just had a crazy good match with Alec Balding.
I was super impressed by that match.
Me too, yeah. I have a story with Steele because we had one match already at BJJ Fanatic. If you want to see me get dumped on my head, I got suplex on my head, but didn't get past. Still regarded, and I thought I was pretty competitive in that match until the overtime. I was able to pass his guard, sweep him. So obviously I want to get back at him. He's a great competitor. I think it's going to be a nice rematch if we have the chance.
I was happy to see him mix up that wrestling with leg locks.
Yeah, it was cool, man.
It was really nice match.
Yeah,
you guys,
he looked pretty good. Yeah, we got to be honest, man.
Sharp as hell. Him good. And Alec Balding's no slouch.
No.
Alec Balding,
he's a beast. He won the trials at 88 kilo,
and then he's been around at black belt for a while.
Yeah, killer.
You can't get around the experience in time. Like guys that have been around, you gotta respect them. Yeah. You can't underestimate these guys.
Definitely. Next up, John Combs, a guy you know.
John Combs won trials, smashed it in style.
Yeah.
He's been active as well too. He's had a couple of decent wins. He's had a match versus Cody Steele actually.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember he subbed him, right? What? A guillotine?
Took his back and choked him.
Oh yeah, rear naked choke.
Insane.
Yeah.
Different styles give you different.
It makes a big difference. Yeah. Combs, I expect a lot of things from him. He's like
stronger than he looks.
Yeah.
More athletic
than
he looks.
Kid, very athletic, good wrestling. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I saw your match with him. Obviously, you had a heel hook on him that was good, and I'm excited. Everybody's stuff.
Combs, the threat of the guillotine is super important. But here's something else, something that I didn't like about when I performed on Fanatics is I had that threat in the back of my mind a bit too much. You give the guy too much respect. Yeah. You're gonna pull back. You're gonna be shy from pulling the trigger when you need to. And guess what? The second I stood up, he went for the head. That's when I got on top, leg drag, drop for the heel. So
it actually opened it up for you.
So honestly, just the fact that if you're aware of somebody's strength, I feel you could use it against him. Front. All right, let's work front headlock defense.
You know he's going to go for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, Dante Leon. No introduction, same thing. What a crazy bracket. So Dante Leon had a crazy run at ADCC. He just took out Johnny Tama by submission, by triangle. That was such a nice triangle too, man.
And then, you know what I like the most about Dante, man? I liked his interview after. Just so calm and just no celebration, nothing. Gets up, just...
Very cool guy, man. Yeah. I was in the same bracket when I did Kasai, and I was very underweight. He was on the other side. I didn't have the match. He was on the other side, so we know each other, and I'm excited to maybe have a match with him for sure because I like his style, and I feel like I can really go well with him. You know?
Dude, Dante is an excellent guy that makes his guard in wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Excellent at doing that. Excellent. And, you know, not only that, but he's excellent at getting underneath you with X guard, single leg X. And what do these two things have in common? They go together. Because one is you're driving up.
Yeah.
And the other, you're pulling. So you're pushing and pulling. And
he's playing that game very well, yeah.
Mastered it. He's mastering it.
Yeah.
He's mastering it. He's getting better and better. The guy keeps getting better. You can tell the guy's a grinder.
Yeah.
Keep improving every time you compete.
Exactly. Every time we see him, there's new stuff.
Guess what? The guy's getting better. He's working hard. He deserves it. Good for him.
Yeah. World champion from last year. So, last guy we have is Johnny Tama. So, Ethan just had a match with him, close match at Fight to Win. He's a champion at
Black belt, lightweight
belt.
world champion just now, 2019 in December. Smashed it. Won in style.
He has nice wrestling too from his guard, like with arm drags and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tough guard to pass, you can tell.
Yeah.
Very good at playing supine and forcing you to overcommit.
I mean, if you rewatch Johnny Tama and Dante, you can maybe pick up on a couple of on a couple of things. You know, like I'm not saying there's a gap in his game, Johnny Tama, but I mean Dante was able to exploit something, and twice he kind of had the same setup.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
Absolutely. So that's the bracket for me. Crazy bracket, obviously.
Yeah.
Beautiful opportunity for me. Any match and any win on those guys is going to be good for me. And I'm going out there like with a good mindset, you know, like I've been scrapping in the gym.
We're training hard.
Getting better. Yeah, we're training fucking hard. Yeah. And I feel like my strategy is getting better. So can't fucking wait, man.
You know, we're putting in the work and we're doing what we can. Yeah. We're being accountable for our training. So you just have that extra boost of confidence.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's an extra boost of confidence. You know, you put in the work, man.
Yeah, and it's like when you have tough days after, you can tell yourself, like, you know, at least I'm getting ready for that, you know, for toughness. Because every match is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we have your bracket, right? Coming up. Do you have it with you?
Bracket, I do. I know there's one. They're both sides of the bracket look very tough, to be honest. It's, again, like, at these competitions right now, there aren't many matches that are going to be easy.
No, exactly.
So, let's see who we got. Sick matches. All right. So, Jason Rao versus JB Beshkloff. I don't know who that is.
We know Jason Rao.
Jason Rao, guys. Expect a surprise from that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon. We call him the Dragon for a reason.
Next up.
Pedro Moreno versus David Garmo.
That's going to be a nice match.
David Garmo got a good front headlock. So does Pedro Moreno. Pedro Moreno, just an aggressive, physical specimen. Yeah. Just big guy that uses like loose passing, scary, man.
Very explosive.
Yeah, it's scary. That's going to be a good match. William Tackett versus JJ Wilson, who's an MMA fighter in Bellator. And William Tackett just been crushing it.
William looks good, man. Yeah.
Since I noticed him East Coast Trials. Noticed him. Like I saw him, like, damn, this guy's fucking sick. He's made it like all the way to that point. And then ever since, I've been keeping an eye on him, and man's been crushing it.
Yeah, I had a match with him. Like, it must be the 6th time I said that on the podcast, but yeah, because we talk about him sometimes. Because he's out there, man. He's competing so often, and he's a tough kid, man. Very tough kid. Yeah.
And then that match kind of opened up your eyes to the style of passing that he uses a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because I wasn't as familiar with pressure passing and like tight waist and. As before that match, and I got passed like 3 times, I remember, and then it made me change my game from the bottom because of that, and get on top and start using that. Yeah. So
I feel like these matches are super important because now you know what when you kind of detect that kind of style, you don't know the guy. Okay, let's say. Well, either way, now most of our comps we're doing, we kind of know what we're gonna run into. Yeah, that's what's cool about it. But if you don't, and you see a guy on his knees driving forward. If you're playing with butterfly hooks and you're trying to get underneath him and your hands get stuck and your knees get pinched, you're going to have to adapt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Maybe use more frames, feet on the hips.
Play outside.
Feet on the outside, high sting, seated. It's great. You know, it exposes...
It's a good way to learn, actually.
It exposes other skill sets that you can work on.
Pick up, yeah.
So I'm happy you had that match.
Yeah, same.
Roberto Jimenez, just talked about him, versus Yuri Vilfort. See, these guys just constantly competing. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're in Canada here, aching.
We just want that. Yeah, that's all we want.
Like we see these guys competing, like, man, we gotta get in there too. You know what I mean? I'm hoping they let me through the border.
Yeah.
What's the border situation now?
It's still like closed, basically. I feel like we're gonna figure it out. Like
I'm gonna beg. I'm gonna get on my knees and beg. I swear to God, I'm gonna go there, and
Yeah.
if they give me like resistance, and hey, yes, that or no. I mean, I got letters.
We can only hope for, like, yeah, you got letters and you got, like, it's a pro event and all that shit, but look, we can only hope for, and we are getting prepared right now, and we have, the only thing we will lose is a comp if we can't get through. It sucks, don't get me wrong.
It sucks, man.
But don't keep that in your mind until that happens,
Yeah.
you know? Like,
for sure.
for now, we're getting better, we're getting ready, and you would have been ready when it's time to go, you know? That's all that matters for now.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. Next up, so this is the first side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Really pretty jacked up.
Oh, yeah, it's
set.
crazy.
I mean, it doesn't have any slouches in there. Next, the other side of the bracket where I am. Baby Monster versus Johnny Tama. Baby Monster.
That's a crazy match.
Fight Sports, black belt, just the physical specimen.
Yeah.
Valdir Araujo, ADCC veteran, black belt, judo, black belt,
The
jiu-jitsu.
machine, yeah.
Just a machine. Competed at Kasai when nobody knew of him. Did
Yeah.
pretty good. Surprised a couple of guys, you know.
He's dangerous. He's physical, very physical.
Yeah, like low base, hard to move. You rolled with the wrestlers and judo guys, man. You know how they feel.
Next
Johnny
up.
Tama, just talked about him. John Combs, Jake Watson.
Nice.
John Combs just talked about him. Jake Watson, I've been seeing much of him in no-gi, but I've seen a lot of him in the gi. And if he's a stuff, he's going to be a
He's going to
problem.
be a tough guy, yeah.
He's going to be a problem. So, I mean...
Some of these gi guys, man,
You never know.
like they take off the gi and they're very good, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
they're just not as out there as other guys, but they can be very dangerous.
And here's the thing. The guy's a seasoned competitor in the gi, right? So, what we were talking earlier about the idea of a move or something
Mhm.
like that. They know that.
Mhm.
They know, like, all right, I need to avoid... This is my weakness. This is what I need to avoid. All right? Let's say, example, leg entanglements. They're not good at it. They know, all right, keep my foot here, block this, block that, and then you're just
They
dealing.
understand,
You're just gonna still have to go through their skills and their limits. It's not like you can just boom pop into a leg lock. It
Mhm.
takes work. So it's gonna be interesting. We see how people deal with him. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, what's next?
Alan Sanchez and
Oh, yeah.
Benji Silva. I don't know Benji Silva, but I do know of Alan Sanchez.
He's a world champion at brown belt
Brown
last
belt,
year.
world champion.
Seen him win a couple of EBI event, kind of like finishers and stuff like that. He's a very technical guy, you know, not very physical, but like expect like stuff like a bit out of nowhere because I've seen him compete a couple of times.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I think
weird
that-
chokes from bottom side and stuff like that. You know what? With those lanky guys, I always feel safer, like either all the way in or all the way out.
Yeah,
You
you
know
don't
what
want
I
to be like mid passing or
Like even all the way in with those flexible guys, how did they get their foot there? I don't know.
yeah. Sometimes it's weird.
Like if you look at Boogeyman, like when you see him pass that foot over,
So
man,
flexible.
if he's able to like, all right, he traps your right arm. If your left arm gets stuck, you're fucked.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you need to make sure you pin that leg on
Yeah.
the left side, or you're gonna be fucked. So that's something gotta keep in mind. 10th Planet, guys. So
No, for sure.
we know lockdowns. We know whatever.
Yeah,
all
he's
these
he's a crafty dude, so you got to
The-
keep that in mind for sure.
corkscrew sandwich or whatever their names. The moves are
Corkscrew sandwich.
corkscrew, and then finally the last match of
Your
the first
match.
round, my match, Gabriel Castro versus myself. Gabriel Castro, I mean, I looked him up a bit when I saw the bracket come up, and I saw, he medaled Nogi Worlds at brown belt, the division that I was in, that I didn't medal in, so
Oh, yeah.
do I
interesting.
underestimate him? I don't underestimate him.
No, for sure.
Medaled at Nogi Pants too at brown belt, so, seasoned competitor, gets out there, puts it
Yeah.
on the line.
Interesting. That's going to be such a nice bracket, man.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to
I'm
get
excited
out
for
there.
you. Yeah.
Half the battle is going to be, again,
Getting there.
getting into the US. Second half is going to be, what's it called?
The matches.
The matches.
Just getting now. Just fucking going out there and performing. The usual, right?
And then the next battle is going to be for us to upload this episode on time.
Yeah, because we're
We're a couple of hours away
a couple of hours away. So,
from Wednesday.
and on that note, actually, yeah.
And it's 9:20.
Yeah.
Guys, again, I hope you guys enjoy this. We're going to move on to the support section. But
Thank you for being there.
again, we're trying to just share what we can. You know what I mean? We're trying to discuss. We're trying to adapt.
Yeah, and have
What
you
we
guys have a little peek into our training camp right now because it's unusual,
Yeah.
obviously because of what's happening, but we're out there.
We've been using cleaning vinegar to clean the mats. if you like savory food and don't mind
Salt and
you don't
vinegar.
mind the room you're rolling in to smell like kettle chips. My mouth is watering just thinking about it.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm hungry too,
I
man.
love kettle chips.
Chaps.
So guys, let's transition smoothly and
Support section.
technically into the support section.
Yeah.
Start off.
So first of all, if you want to support us, you subscribe to, could be our YouTube channel, the Spotify, iTunes, whatever. You guys subscribe. You can like. You can share. You can do comments too, because we like to have questions and shit like that. We can speak about and talk about in the podcast.
We're up.
Yeah. Next up, I'll go with a different order this time. I'm going to start with Physiomentum. I don't know why, but that's what I was thinking. Physiomentum, the Physio in Montreal is back open now. COVID season is done. It's
So happy to hear
yeah. So if you don't have urgent care, you can still go. If you have a tweaked knee, ankle, whatever you have, go out there, call them, get an appointment. They're the best.
that. And if you're not in Montreal, they have online sessions.
Yeah.
Get some.
Yeah, they've been killing it. What we have next up? Mizu Studio.
Mizu Studio.
Val behind the camera all the time.
Val listening to us.
Yeah.
Drop that bro signs.
Rambling, he's like, you guys.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's like, what did I get myself into?
yeah, most probably. But
Probably.
thank you, Val, for helping us out with everything technical, and Mizu Studio for
We miss you.
we miss the studio,
But
but
it's that clean studio where you walk in and the smell just gets nicer and nicer.
it doesn't smell like vinegar out there. No kettle chips.
No kettle chips there. It smells more like Mr. Clean and Bounce.
Yeah, hopefully we're gonna be back soon.
The Bounce wipes you put in the dryer. It smells amazing. Literally.
Then we have Roll Forever, Betty, just killing it with Roll
Supporting.
Forever. Yeah, supporting so much.
Supporting.
She's the one that's been hooking me up with Third Coast and with a lot of she's doing work behind the scene plus work on Roll Forever. Roll Forever obviously is almost back because the US is pretty much opening up. The website, I've been saying that every fucking podcast, but the website is almost ready and
Don't worry about it. It's hard to do two things at once.
Yeah.
Because I was working on the 2.0. I'm getting messages. Yo,
and
when
then your training camp,
when's
right?
the 2.0 coming? What do you guys want? A shitty DVD or a good one?
Exactly. So
What-
good website.
I'm a big believer of putting in a shitload of work. Don't get me wrong, but I like to direct that energy and that work into one specific goal. Once this is achieved, all right.
The
Now
next
I can kind of divide it
I agree,
a
man.
bit more. But when you have something like a comp, man, just focus on
Yeah.
that. Focus on it's an important. Imagine this is your last comp. This is it.
Yeah, better wait for the website.
Give everything you have.
No, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's a period of time.
I
You
think
know it's
peop-
gonna pass.
Yeah, I think people understand that. So just to get back to it, we're gonna have that website ready, new gear, especially when everything opens up. And big thank you again, Betty, for the support, helping us out to get to competition. And lastly, we have Scramble.
Scramble
Oh,
in
yeah.
it. Guys,
Look at
it's summertime. Well, at least it's almost summertime if you're in Montreal.
Yeah,
Or
it's
it's
either.
summertime every other day. The other day it'll be like freezing rain dropping on your head. Mid-June. Guys, it's the perfect season to wear shorts that don't rip. To wear shorts with no pockets, nice and light. Air it out.
Yes.
And
The best thing. Fanny pack.
the fanny packs.
The
They're
classic.
still sold out. They're on their way, guys. All right. Shipping, you guys probably know, is a mess
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
right now. It's a mess. It's taking a lot of time. You know, I have things I'm still waiting for from Amazon and whatnot. I ordered an external drive, still nowhere to be found. Fanny pack, well, you can put in there a bunch of things. You know, a phone. You can put wallet. You
Yeah.
can put your keys all organized. You can put your charger. Gimbal, camera, whatever, you name it.
You guys will be able to go.
Vaporizer,
Yeah.
if you're into that.
Oh yeah.
Mang, champa,
Whatever you want.
incense, lighter.
Oh my god.
And you can fit a lot of stuff in the Scramble
Yeah,
one.
it's actually a pretty big one. It's nice.
It's pretty big, it's pretty hench, it's good quality, and I just highly recommend it.
Yeah, and you guys can get on the Scramble Canada website and use our codes to save money.
Yeah.
So if you wanted some nice gear or apparel, go ahead and get on it.
Good.
Plus,
Good.
lastly, we have a Patreon. So if you want to, nothing comes with it. It's basically donation. If you want to help us out, go ahead. But mostly subscribe. We're gonna be happy about that, right?
What are we gonna do with that money? We're gonna pimp out the trash house. That's what we're going to do with the money. Are we going to go out and buy tacos and just wine and dine, go out on a fancy date?
Maybe. But
we're going to invest it. We're going to have a table. We're going to have 2 cameras. When I talk, it's going to be pointing me. When he talks, it's going to be pointing
that would
him.
be sick. Yeah.
No, dude, this is
the future.
This will be the level up to our loyal listeners that made it all the way to this point of the podcast.
That's what you get.
You guys are going to get that at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, honestly, we don't have the means for it.
No.
Which is why we ask for support. Right? Some people out there have a couple of extra bucks to throw out. If you do,
you do.
Why not? We're grapplers.
On this note,
there's not much money in the sport.
No.
There's more and more money.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of ways to monetize it, but again, like I was saying, what do you want to do? Monetize or you want to get better?
It's always that balance, but you know that getting better will monetize in the end. It's a long. You talked about the grand scheme. That's where we're heading.
It is. Yeah. Honestly, that's the dilemma you're in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at all time, but that's why we're bums.
That's why we're bums right now in the trash house recording. But listen.
We're enjoying it.
We're enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest, just the fact that I have a goal in mind and I know what I'm working towards.
It makes every day.
And I'm able to work towards that goal and I'm in, conditions that are comfortable, man, I'm living a happy life. Every day is better. I'm living a happy life. I'm doing what I like. Could it be better? Of course. Can it be worse? It's always worse, man. You know what I mean? If you want it better, get better, graft, and then you'll have these at your disposal one day.
This is the best advice you can get.
Yeah. And on that bro science note, we thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you guys.
And if this gets uploaded maybe a day late, we apologize. Sorry. This is the Lebanese.
This is my fault.
Fashionably late. It's my fault.
It's both our fault.
It's always our fault.
It's our fault.
It's my fault for one day, his fault for the other.
There you go. Exactly.
And the show goes on. You know, the show must go on. There's no excuse. All right.
You guys heard enough.
You guys heard enough. We've talked enough. And let's go smash some food.
Yeah.
All right. Safe in it.